Here's a Facebook post that says there would be no division over mask wearing or social distancing, etc., if the official story was true, if the official narrative that the media is pumping out there were true. Everybody would know there was a real threat, and they would all do it voluntarily to protect themselves. There is an artificially created non-crisis, so there is pushback. Exactly. I call it a socially engineered perceived crisis. That is my terminology for the COVID-19 PSYOP. An artificially induced, socially engineered, perceived crisis. Not a real crisis or a real, truly dangerous, high death level health threat. Because if there was, people would take the mitigation efforts necessary to protect themselves. It's a bullshit story from the mainstream media, and it always has been from day one, to make people afraid so more freedoms can be taken away. Secondly, the way the contagion is alleged to work is not the way it really works, truly scientifically. There is an unbelievably huge body of new scientific evidence coming out from cutting-edge scientists and scientific institutions who have a vested interest in telling the actual truth, that do not care about government grant money funded science or science that is propped up from modern scientific institutions and universities that only focus on government grant money and tenure. So their ego is not in the way of new emerging truth. Okay? And I am going to cover some of that, talking about what the entire exosome concept of purging of toxins and how that looks similar to what we call a virus. The entire model of disease transmission has to be reevaluated in the scientific and medical communities. And it is being done. That is actively being done. You just don't hear about it in the mainstream media because they're paid whore liars. And if their masters don't tell them to cover something, it's forbidden and it doesn't get talked about. That's how it really works, whether you understand so or you remain ignorant of how it really works. But that's how it really works. Okay? And my worldview is not informed by dumb people's uninformed, ill-read opinions. I inform my worldview and my understanding by reading cutting-edge scientific articles in true scientific institutions' journals. That is how you get information regarding new, emerging, cutting-edge fields of science. And I do that because I have a scientific background and I keep abreast of new scientific discoveries. Most people don't do that, so they're dumb, ill-informed, ill-read human beings that only have a dumb, uninformed, ill-read opinion of something that the whore-lying media told them to believe. That's not me. My mind doesn't work like that. And if yours does, you're unqualified to tell me I have to adjust my worldview according to your dumb shit for brains worldview. And I'm not going to do it. And you're not going to intimidate me into doing it. You got that? Good. Get it and understand it. Okay?